One wrong move and they come up under the boat, I'm in trouble. My name is Austin Stevens.
Wow.
I photograph the most dangerous animals in the world.
Well, look at the size of those jaws. Oh, man.
Now I come face to face with the one I fear the most.
This is already getting close, very close.
There's hippos everywhere, right here, right on the left. Look at this guy, this is going to be an explosion. I've spent my whole life dealing with creatures that are known and feared for their deadly bite.
But imagine if I had to tackle a creature which has a bite almost 4 feet wide. A creature which has 12 huge teeth, some of them over 2 feet long. I'm after a photograph of the largest mouth on land. It belongs to a creature that kills more people in Africa than any other animal. Hippo.
That's what I'm up against. The hippo may look shy and scare easily, but if one chooses to attack, you're in real trouble. It can outrun an Olympic sprinter, and at 3 tons, it will bulldoze anything in its path. It's the most feared mammal in Africa. Bull hippos are the most dangerous. Fiercely territorial with massive tusks for slashing at rivals and unwary victims. When they open their mouths, it's not a yawn, it's a serious threat. My assignment is to get a shot of a hippo's massive mouth in full gape. And that means finding and getting close to a big male. To give myself the best chance of getting close to Africa's deadliest animal, I've traveled to Zambia, home to more hippos than anywhere else on Earth. To get my photographs, I need to get within meters of a big male.
There's a lot of hippos all along here.
I've already learned that a direct approach won't work. So this time, I try more stealthy tactics. This high bank gives me some security against a charging hippo.
It's the first time I can get this close. And it seemed to be fairly reasonable. Quite calm, not too worried about me being here. Having said that,
This reaction is going to be problematic.
big one catching the rear guard here. Really difficult animals to photograph. They're down in the water and it's not much of a picture. What I would really like is to be right on the water's edge, right down below, underneath here, looking straight on at them. But that'd probably be the last thing I ever see. It was worth a shot there. I'll get them eventually.
Hippos spend most of their time in water, so that's where I need to be. And I know just the people to help me out. Morning.
Morning.
My name is Austin.
Oh,
How are you?
fine.
I'm doing photography, doing pictures. I'm looking for big hippos. I want to get close pictures of big hippos. You know big hippos, yeah?
Yeah, there is in the river. Yeah, you find the big ones.
I find big ones, all right. That's what I'm looking for.
This is good news, especially as the fishermen offer to rent me a boat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
Nice to see you.
Okay.
But they don't let me go without a warning.
Here. Here. He bite me here.
This is from a hippo bite?
Hippo bite.
Yeah?
Oh, this. And here.
That's
And
really bad.
Yeah.
What happened?
I was paddling with a canoe to catch fish.
Yeah?
The hippo came and he beat the canoe.
He wants to get your fish or he wants to get you?
He wants to get
He
me.
wants to eat you. Jeepers,
Yeah.
that's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah, and also my friend here.
Yeah? This is also a hippo bite, all up here. Oh, okay. That is very bad. Yeah. You can walk still? You can walk okay?
Yes.
Oh, that is bad news. So if I go up the river, I will find some big hippos, eh?
You will find them.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time, okay?
Okay.
All right. Ciao, guys.
With big and aggressive hippos lurking in the river, my boat had better be sturdy.
This is the Luangwa River in Zambia, Southern Africa. It's famous for its huge numbers of hippos. I'm going north, right into the thick of them.
Hippos are found across sub-Saharan Africa, but Zambia is one of their last great strongholds. 10,000 live in the Luangwa Valley, and the river will take me right into their midst.
Photographing hippos is not going to be an easy task. They're big animals, they're dangerous animals. And most of the time they're under the water and you don't even know where they are. I must admit I'm quite nervous about hippos. They're unpredictable animals and I've had very little experience with them. Take my camera out there and see what I can get, do the best I can.
The river's a dangerous place, but it has advantages. Right now, during the dry season, hippos gather here from all around. They live in family groups known as pods. The biggest pods are controlled by the biggest males, and they are the ones I need to photograph.
It's actually a good time of year to be here because the water is actually low and the hippos are more exposed. So I can see hippos from a long way away and they can't get away as easily. But at the same time, I've got shallow water all around me. I've got a lot of sandbanks. I've got to watch it every minute of the way. Look at these things. I want to get stuck in one of those. Hippos. I'm coming up to a pod now. If I'm lucky, I might see one of the big bulls. Or one looking at me right in front now. This big guy over here, look at him, watch him watching me. Look at that, he's actually giving me a rev. Turns towards you. And he's right in the channel. I can't go anywhere, I can't go left or right because I've got sandbanks all around me. I have to go over him. He's right here. As long as he doesn't come up.
Hippos always run to deep water for cover. They can stay submerged for up to 5 minutes. So I have no idea how many are beneath my boat.
Usually in these pods, you've got a lot of females, a couple of bulls as well, but there's always one big dominant bull, real big one, and that's the one I'm looking for. Ooh, look at this guy, he's coming right out here.
The male's thick-set jaws and longer tusks identify them, but it's hard to tell when they're mostly underwater.
Oh, this hippo right here. Right here, just sussing me out. He wanted to go into the water, but it's just a little bit steep on the bank, so he came right to the edge and then he decided to change his mind, waiting for me to go past first.
So I do. But I don't get far.
There's pods all over, and right now I'm seeing a pod coming up there. There's a lot of young ones here as well. A lot of young ones, a lot of females with young ones, but I saw this bull go down right here, this big one, and there's another one over there.
Hippos turn from shy to lethal in the blink of an eye, especially when they have babies to protect. So getting close enough for a photograph is easier said than done.
They're a little bit nervous, but I'm keeping my distance, but this is really pretty close. I'm just idling the boat right here, but I've got the current pushing me. I haven't got much control because the boat just goes anywhere. I'm waiting for this big male to come up again. He's somewhere right over here. Unless he's under here. He might be under the boat. That's what I gotta wait. Look at him. Oh, there we go. There he is. There's this big guy, and he went down again. That's a big boy over here. And it's so hard to photograph from a boat. Everything's moving on. Look at this guy over here. And some of them have been fighting. You can actually see the wounds on their bodies. And see all the oxpeckers on their back. Those oxpeckers are looking for things to eat, especially ticks and the like. But they also clean the wounds. And I see open wounds. Look at this one right on the back. There's wounds on the back. Look at this guy. They're just watching me, keeping their eyes on me.
This pod has several young males. But the moment they show any interest in the females, they'll be driven out by the dominant bull. It will be years before they're strong enough to challenge the big boys for territory and mates.
I see another pod of hippos up there. Maybe the water's a little deeper, I can get a bit closer. This really looks promising. This is a big group of hippos.
I've seen hippos all over Africa, but never in such big numbers as this. There must be 40 animals in this pod.
Wow, there's a lot of hippos here. It's like a herd of hippos, you know? Like you expect a herd of buffalo to come down to the water. That's what's happening over here.
But the water is shallow here, which means the hippos have no cover. Ideal for getting my photos. Or so I think.
Sandbank. I'm in trouble now again.
Not only have I beached a boat, I've also broken the cardinal rule. I've gotten between hippos and the deep water they want to escape to. And they're getting agitated.
There's hippos here, there's hippos everywhere. I've got hippos all around.
Territorial bulls can easily overturn a boat like this. I need to get out of here, and fast.
Let's see if I can push it out. Oh man, I don't want to be stuck in between the hippos with no motor working. There we go. Woo.
I finally managed to dislodge myself. Now, a hasty retreat is my best option. If I can retrace my route, I've got a chance of avoiding sandbanks and fallen trees, and getting back before sunset. But the hippos seem to have other plans.
There's a lot of hippos here. They're coming right up here. There's some right under the boat. This is what worries me when they go. This guy's just gone down. He's gone down over here. There's one right here, right on the left. He's just ducked down. I'm right in the channel, and the channel is where the hippos want to be as well. And I've got hippos all around. They're blocking the channel over here, and I've got to get through this. I've got to get through. I can't go back. Look at all the hippos here. They're coming right up to me. Coming right up. Here's one right in front. He's waiting for the boat as well. He's right in front of me. Look at this guy. This is going to be an explosion. Hippos everywhere, man. It doesn't matter what I do. There's two more right in front of me. Yeah, look at this. He's getting a bit rattled now. That one's gone out the channel. Let's get through here. I must just get out of here. Put on a bit of speed. Wow, it gets hairy. You just don't know where all the hippos are eventually. It gets so hairy. I've got logs. There's another one there. There's logs to contend with, sandbanks, hippos all over the place. I've got to get out of here and regroup. Woo. Oh man. There's hippos everywhere. Right on top of this lot here.
The next pod along is no less aggressive.
These guys are not getting out the way either.
And with the river narrower here, they rattle.
Oh, he's looking straight at me. There, he's going down. They're all around. One wrong move and they come up under the boat, I'm in trouble. Let's see if I can drift over him. I've got to drift over him.
I think I'm through. Let me get the heck out of here. But I'm not moving quite fast enough. Watch out, watch out. Watching me all the time, watching me. Coming after me, look, he's coming after us. Look at that. He's chasing me. Giving me a rev. Wow. He says, get the heck out, he says. Woo. Glad he got tired of that. I make a clean getaway, but I no longer fancy my chances on the water. I've got to go and rethink this whole idea. I want to get that shot. I want to get a lot of shots, but it's really proving to be dangerous. I just can't handle these hippos in the channel. Me and them in the channel at the same time just doesn't work. It's really dangerous. I make it back to the village just in time. I found plenty of hippos. Now I just need to work out how I'm going to get my photos without losing my life. Hippos are deadly in water and on land, but I prefer my chances on terra firma. I'm heading cross-country, back to the hippopods I saw yesterday. But before I get there, there's a big snake. There's a big snake. And it's a monster, an African rock python. Ah, we've got a big python here. I would love to get a photograph of him, but he's so strong. And he's got his body in a hole, and he's busy slipping through my hands. This is Africa's biggest snake. Bloody hell. This is a big snake. It's at least 4 meters. Okay, I just got tail end here. He's pulling with tremendous strength. The only chance I've got to get a picture of this guy at all, which I suspect is a female, is to get her to get tired and bring her out slowly, bit by bit. I can't see it happening. She's got too much strength. I'm holding with all my strength like this, and she's taking an inch. Every few seconds she takes an inch, she's pulling. Okay, you cannot grip, no matter what you do. No, I'm not gonna win this, not by a long shot. This is a very strong animal. God, they're strong. You won't believe it, but I'm pulling with all my strength. I cannot pull her out. She's got to get tired. She's not gonna get tired. I am. Look at this, look at my hands. It's over. I got it too late. That would have been really nice to photograph, but anyway, win some, lose some. Whew. It's rare that a snake gets the better of me. I hope it's not a bad omen. That looks better. I've been trying to find a way out of this bush into an open patch, so I can actually get to the river. That's more like it. Yeah, I've got open space and a bank, and I can actually see hippos over there. Yeah, there's a lot of hippos right over here. Remembering my earlier attempts, I know I've got to get right down at the hippo's level. Here, where the riverbank has collapsed, I can do just that. But I'm taking my life in my hands. I've got nowhere to run. With every step, I'm further from safety. This is a great area. Look at all these hippos. On the flat, hippos are surprisingly fast. Wow, hippos everywhere. There's a big bull over here. And he's just standing and watching. So I'm so tempted to go a little bit closer, but I'm really way out. He's like guarding the herd again. Everybody's waiting for his command. I'm just going to sneak a few meters closer and just see what his reaction is. I know hippos can cover a lot of distance very quickly. That bull looks about 4 meters long and likely weighs more than 3 tons. Just the kind of hippo who's likely to give me my photo.
That's some fantastic shot. It's filling my lens.
But I'm feeling totally overexposed.
That's as close as I dare go.
And his friends are beginning to show an unhealthy interest in me.
Look at this guy here. He spotted me. He's sort of half-heartedly deciding if I'm dangerous to him or not. I've got nothing but miles of beach around me. And you can't run through the sand, and nobody can outrun a hippo. He will cover that distance in seconds. 4 legs beats 2 legs every time. That's it. I'm not going any closer. Okay, go back quietly.
And not a minute too soon. But the moment I'm off their turf, they relax. Each encounter further hones my strategy for getting the photograph I need. I can't afford to make a single mistake. Hippos are just too dangerous for that.
Look at this. Holy mackerel. That's the bottom jaw of a hippo. Look at the molars here. But more importantly, look at these teeth. These ones probably mostly get used for pushing and bumping. Look how they've been worn down. But these are these massive teeth that actually incise. Look at this. Let me pull them out. The top jaw teeth would actually slice against those. Be like a blade against a blade. Makes me think of those fishermen I saw. Can you imagine that they were in the jaws of an animal like this? It's a miracle they escaped with their lives. Enormous creature and heavy as well. Wow. Just look at that. Stark reminder that I must be very careful and make sure that I don't end up in the jaws of one of these.
And hippos aren't the only dangerous animals around here. Crocodiles too are an ever-present threat. They kill around 10 people a year in Zambia alone. The largest reach 6 meters in size and will even attack young hippos. They may look sluggish, but they can strike at lightning speed. It's something to bear in mind as I search for a suitable place to camp.
This is quite interesting. Look at this old tree over here being rubbed smooth by elephants. Probably elephants come here quite regularly and rub themselves against here. Get all the mud and itches off them. Ah, snake! I got him. He nearly shot over the log there. These guys are really fast, slender, designed for moving fast through trees. It's a little spotted bush snake, and you can see why it's called a spotted bush snake very easily. The pretty coloring over there. It's not venomous, nothing to worry about. He's got little teeth. He feeds on geckos. Look how strong his body is, designed for moving from branch to branch. He'll catch his prey with those little teeth that he's got in the mouth, constrict it, and swallow it down. They're only semi-constrictors. He'll probably use the front third of his body like this, over your finger like that. That's how he would constrict a lizard as well. Squeeze it a few times like that, suffocate the lizard, then find the head and swallow it. All in very fast action. I mean, these guys are like grease lightning. Go for it, grab the lizard, zap around it like it, and hold it and squeeze it. You want to get on your way? All right, watch it. Just put him over there and watch what he does. He knows what a tree is for. It's for climbing, and up I go. Off you go, boy. See you next time.
Hippos and snakes. What more could I want?
Looks like a pretty good place for a camp. Plenty of shade. Better still, I'm close to the river. There's a pot of hippo right down there, one on the other side, but everything close by. I can set up a hammock that's just out of reach of hippos at night. Should be okay.
As soon as it's dark, hippos will leave the river to feed. Despite their murderous reputation, they are herbivores and need 50 kilograms of vegetation every night. Many attacks occur as hippos walk to and from their feeding grounds. So these knots had better hold. During the rainy season, Luangwa's hippos disperse far and wide. Now during the dry, most return to the main river, but not all. as the water recedes, numerous pools are formed. And it's in these that I hope to find some of those really big hippos. Hippos need these pools to protect their skin from the fierce African sun. According to my map, they're not far away. When I get there, the first pool has dried up. There's still a chance hippos will be lurking. They love to wallow, and there's not enough room on the river for all 10,000 that live in Luangwa. But if they are here, no one's telling me where. Time to try the next spot on the map. I'm hearing hippo sounds there, just outside the bush. Probably a mud hole there. I can't get through the Land Rover, so I'm going on foot. Might not be the cleverest thing to do, but I need to get these shots. This thick bush should give me good cover. Trouble is, hippos can hide here too.
Wow. It looks like a group of bulls. Probably these guys have had terrific fights in their lives, and they've been banished from a group, and they've isolated themselves here and they've gotten together. And the water's getting lower and lower, so they're stuck in just pure mud now. As that mud dries up, they have to get to water, so eventually they're going to move and try and get back into the channel. Then they're going to have problems again because they have to fight their way back because they can't just join another group.
Like human teenagers, these bachelor males are moody and unpredictable. And now, they're extremely close.
It's coming up, it's coming out. It's coming this way.
At this rate, I'm more likely to get a charge than a gape.
When in doubt, take pictures.
Turning side on, they try to intimidate me with their size. And it works.
This is one big hippo and he doesn't look too happy. He's coming closer. I don't know how far I can let him come. This is already getting close, very close.
Suddenly, the group spooks. I can't help feeling slightly relieved.
That felt really hairy. 3 big bulls all together just looking at me. 10 meters ahead. Don't want to do that too often. I was keeping dead still, but they still picked up my scent straight away. That's the closest I've ever photographed a hippo. Much closer than I ever imagined. Now the bush here is scattered full of hippos. I have no idea where to go.
I'm now completely cut off from the safety of my vehicle.
I better find a retreat path. I can hear them. I can still hear the hippos. There's definitely a whole group of hippos here. There's 2, 3, or 4. I can hear them honking. But at least I've got trees around me. If I do run into a hippo, my only chance is up a tree. Nothing else you can do. bush here. He's so close I can almost touch him. He's gone past.
A close call. But I'm no nearer to getting my shot. No matter what I tried, the hippos seem to have the upper hand. Next morning, I head back to the main river. I still need to find a large bull and get close enough that it warns me off with a gape. And I need to do this somewhere that gives me a chance to escape, if the hippo decides to charge. So I formulated a new plan.
I see over here, here's where hippos come out quite often. There's a solid trail here. I mean, I'm finding trails everywhere, but this is a really solid trail. Possibly, hippos are using this every night. And maybe if I stake myself out at the other end of this, I might get the hippos to come to me. It's just an idea.
Hippos rarely eat during the day, but at night the pod leaves the water, splits up and travels up to 5 kilometers inland in search of food.
I see a couple of prints as well. Really good prints. I mean, look at the size of those prints. They go right out there, 3 toes over there. Twice the size of my hand. And that's still here in the sand, so he's very fresh. He was here last night.
Only a massive bull could have left these.
I reckon I'm going to find hippos at the end of this track eventually. Just look at all of this. Hippo dung everywhere. Scattered here and scattered there and scattered right up to the top there. It's amazing. A sure sign that there's a lot of hippos coming through here. And I think I see the reason why. This is what they're after. This is the sausage tree. And this here is the fruit of the sausage tree. And that's what the hippos are eating. These things hang from the tree and drop down with tremendous force. They're massive and they're heavy. And they're hard as a rock. But the hippos eat them. They can chew into this with no effort at all with those massive jaws of theirs. What I'm going to do, get myself up into this tree with my thermal camera and keep an eye on this place and see if any big bulls are actually operating in this area. To do that, I first got to go back to my Land Rover and get my kit.
I've got just an hour until sunset, and I need to be in position before any hungry hippos arrive.
This will help me get my bag up. What else I haven't done? I'm going to position myself somewhere about here. And I'll put as many of these pods as I can in one group. So the hippos come in, I've got them more or less directly below me. And if they're concentrating on eating this, I might get them on thermal camera. It looks about right. Here goes nothing.
My theory is that with most of the grazing already eaten or withered away, a precious food source like this will attract the biggest territorial bulls. And my heat-sensitive camera should allow me to identify a big male.
I'm more or less in position now. I'm right up on the top of the tree, looking straight down where I've got the pod situated. The sun's just starting to set, so I'm expecting those hippos, hopefully, to come in any minute. Got the thermal camera ready, and it doesn't matter. It can be pitch black and I'll see them clearly. But I've got to keep dead still. One move from me, one little whisper, and they're gone like a shot. They're very sensitive.
With no moon, it's pitch black out here. I can't see a thing.
something.
Nothing on the thermal camera. But then...
It's just the kind of animal I'm looking for. It's massive, a big bull. He's eating all the pods.
It would take an axe for me to get into those. Yet he's squashing them like they're berries.
He heard my voice just now and he spoke a little bit. But his chewing makes so much noise, I can get away with a bit of talking now and then.
The thermal camera picks up the heat of infected wounds, shown in red, evidence he's been fighting. But the fact that he's got this prime location to himself suggests he's the dominant bull in the area.
When he opens his jaws straight towards the thermal camera, you can just see the big red glow, like an oven. Imagine you made one mistake and you landed up in those jaws. That would be the end. I never thought I'd see anything like it, and the sounds of his jaw working. Those jaws are tremendous. They're enormous. I couldn't believe it. I've been playing with those pods. You can't do anything to them. They're like bricks. He just crushes them like that, not even a thought. If I could just find this guy in the daytime and get close to him, that would be fantastic. I'm really glad I did this. It was well worth it. To get so close to an animal that size and watch him feed him. Wow, just from a little bit above him like this. Ha, beautiful stuff. Really great.
First thing in the morning, I set out to find that hippo. He arrived from the river, but headed inland after eating. I discover a path which must have been worn down by years of hippo traffic. And at the end of it, I hit the jackpot.
I think that's my big hippo.
Alone in this pool, he's not the dominant patriarch I'd imagined. Perhaps he's retired from the constant battles on the river.
Wow, what a big hippo.
He's even bigger than I remember.
This is already too close for comfort.
And this time, he knows I'm here.
He's just keeping his eyes, he's keeping his eyes right on me all the time.
The thick mud rules out a swift getaway. I can only hope this gargantuan bull doesn't charge.
Oh, man.
A quick gape establishes his dominance, but I know he can do better. I decide to push my luck. But he's not interested.
Nothing.
And my opportunity slips away.
I tell you, that was a scary moment. By the time I got that close to the hippo that I was ready for some good shots, I realized that I'm actually stuck in the mud. If he turned and came for me, not sure I could get out in time. And when he did turn and growled like that, I thought maybe this is it. I got a shot. Not quite what I need. I need something a bit more dramatic. But at least it's something to start with.
I reckon I may yet have another bite at the cherry. If I can get round to the other side, there looks to be less mud and more vegetation for cover. But on my way, raucous sounds grab my attention. It's worth a look. This is a welcome surprise. A secluded lagoon chock full of hippos. And they're displaying even as I arrive.
There's a lot of hippos here. A lot of movement, a lot of playing around. They're keeping an eye on me, but they're not worried. They've got deep water. I see a lot of calves as well, little ones.
Adults have few natural predators, but the calves are vulnerable even to bull hippos. Babies rely on their mother's protection for several years.
Look at that baby going right out the water. Mouth open.
There's another yawn.
Oh, big mouth stretch. Look how big those jaws are, enormous.
The yawning seems contagious, but none of them are gaping at me.
My mother's doing it as well. Look at the size of those jaws. Those are massive. You see that? The baby testing itself, lifting its jaws up out of the water, and its mother playing with it, putting its jaws, comparing size. That's wonderful. I've never seen that before. That's beautiful. They're actually playing together. Maybe like testing each other, you know? Mother teaching the baby how it's going to be later on in life.
The yawn-like gape is hippo sign language for beware. Adult hippos use it to diffuse fights. A hippo that can preserve its energy for important battles has the best chance of a long and successful life. So these babies are learning an important lesson.
Getting some good shots. There's another yawn. Oh, big mouth stretch. Look how big those jaws are. I've got some really nice shots. The shutter speed's starting to get slow now. Light's fading, the sun's gone down. It's so nice here, I feel like just staying, but I'd have to get back to camp. Really nice. Got some great pictures.
Finding that big bull will now have to wait until morning. But photographing this pod has really lifted my spirits.
It was a great experience. For once, these hippos did not move away. They just stayed in one place, frolicking, playing, opening their mouths. I got a couple of really good shots of those big open mouths, but none of them were exactly what I'm looking for. I need a more direct approach, an aggressive hippo coming towards my lens. That's the shot I really need.
And to get it, I'm going back to that big male to stand my ground until I get a proper gape. At first light, I head straight back to the area where I found the giant hippo. Just as the sun is rising, I find him, not far from where I left him yesterday.
There's a narrow channel of water running right through this patch of mud over here. And there's a big bull hippo right in the middle. I'm almost certain this is my big hippo from the tree. I'm gonna get as close as I can, see if I can get a photograph.
This time, everything is stacked in my favor. I'm on solid ground, and I've even got a few trees for cover.
He's just over the edge. He's right on the flat. I'm gonna go out there and see what happens.
Even without a family to defend, a bull hippo is still fiercely territorial, and I'm trespassing on his turf.
I found you, boy. I found you. Looking right at me.
That's just what I want. In order to get a gape, this hippo needs to know that I'm here. And he does. 50 times my weight, he could bulldoze straight through me. Showing his enormous size by turning sideways is the first warning. And now he's heading straight towards me. So I check out all my escape routes and resolve to stand my ground.
Will he come forward or won't he?
That's too close. But just as I'm about to lose my nerve,
Look at his jaws, he's opened his jaws to me. That's the picture I'm actually after, that massive jaw. You see the size of it? I got it, I got the shot. I got the shot.
it's an unmistakable warning. Get the heck out of here.
I got the shot. I got the shot, but he's still coming forward. He's still coming forward. Let's give him a bit of space.
The next move in the ritual could be a full-on charge.
I got my shot. I didn't need to risk anymore. That was fantastic. You see that? I finally got my shot. It's incredible. That hippo's all on his own over there. And when he came out, he was enormous. I couldn't believe what a size he was. And then I was actually getting photographs, but nervously moving away because I didn't know what to expect. And then I turned away, and as I looked back, he had his mouth coming open, and he was coming towards me. It was incredible, and I just had to get that shot. And I got 1 or 2 shots, and I just decided I better get out of there. That's the biggest hippo I've ever seen at the closest range I've ever seen.
I've got just the photograph I wanted. And lived to tell the tale. It is a fact that hippos are large and potentially dangerous animals and have been known to kill many people in Africa. However, having spent time with them, I find they're also peaceful creatures and rather avoid humans than attack. And now as I'm leaving, I find that my original feelings of fear for the hippo have been replaced by feelings of respect. On this assignment, I feel as though I've stepped back in time. Zambia is the only country in Africa where hippos still thrive. I just hope the future is safe for Luangwa and its magnificent animals.